Hello everybody and welcome to this week's nugget. We are going to be in PowerPoint this week and we're going to be looking at the rehearse timings button. This is going to be amazing if you're running an automatic slideshow and you'd like some help knowing how long to have each slide up on the screen for. You can rehearse it and then decide, yeah, that's long enough. Click a button and it'll count how long you just finished looking at that slide. It's going to be amazing. So let's get started. So I just have a little slideshow here that I like to have running as people are entering the presentation, whether it's in person or whether it's virtual. It's only about 4 or 5 slides long, and I want it to automatically go to the next slide, but I'm not really sure how long I should have each slide on for. So I'm going to use the rehearse timings to help me. So I'm going to go up to slideshow here, the slideshow ribbon tab, and I'm going to click on rehearse timings. Now it's going to run my slideshow and we're going to see 2 numbers, one on the left and one on the right, way up here in the top left hand corner of my screen. Now the one on the left is timing how long I'm looking at this exact slide for, and the one on the right is the overall timing so far in my presentation. So right now it's the first slide, it's the same. I'm going to click to tell it to go to the next slide, and you'll notice that the one on the left, it resets. So now this is keeping track of how long this slide should be on for, and the one on the right says, wow, I'm already at 30 seconds. If I wanted this to be 2 minutes, then I really have a long time to wait here because I only have 4 slides. But you know what, good enough. I'm going to click to go on to the next one. This one I might not want to be on the screen as long as the last one, so I'm going to click. And the very last one here, wow, this doesn't have much at all. So maybe I'm watching it here and I want it to be 60 minutes, and I'm going to shut it off now. And it comes up and says the total time was 1 minute. That's exact. It takes a skill to click on that and have it be at that 1 minute mark. Let me tell you, I did pretty good, because sometimes it's a 1 or 2 seconds on either end, but it doesn't really matter because you're always going to be able to change the slide timings anyway. Now, if you had only wanted it to be 30 seconds and it's a minute, I would just say no here and I would just do all this over again. But if I said, you know, that's pretty close to what I wanted, I'm going to say yes. And I like to then take a look at my slide timings to see how they worked out, like what exactly they all were. So I love to go here down on the bottom right hand corner to slideshow. I like to click on that because I like to see all my timings all at the same time. So the first one was actually 21 seconds, the second one was 20, 8, and then 11. And you know, I'm thinking that 8 wasn't really that long, but I really don't think I need that first one, 21 seconds. So here's how you can change it after the fact. Very forgiving if you want to make changes. I'm going to go up here to the transitions ribbon tab. Now this is how I would have normally done it. If I didn't use rehearse timings, I would have clicked on the first slide and I would have went way over here where it says advanced slide. I want it to be able to advance after how many seconds. Well, maybe I want to bring that way down to 10 seconds. There, now that one is only 10 seconds. Now this one here allows me to go up a little bit. Maybe I want that one 15 seconds. So there we go. And unfortunately, there's nothing on here that tells us your whole entire slideshow is X amount of seconds or minutes. I kind of wish it did. You have to do a little bit of math here. So 30, 45, right? And then you can just go from there. So that is going to put up our slideshow for that amount of time for each slide. Now, what else would we like to do to that? I love to put transitions on slides so they're not just bam, 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 bam. So there's a couple of ways to do that, of course. You can just take all of your slides and make them all the same, or you can pick and choose. Now, what I usually do is I'll pick one. I'm just going to click on the first slide here, and I'm going to pick a transition. Now, we have way more than just these guys. I'm going to just click shape, for example, and watch that first slide. It shows me what that looks like. If I want reveal, what is that? Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know. If I go to the little drop down here, the more button I like to call it, I get a whole bunch more. Let's see what fracture would look like. Wow, that's cool. It's like glass. If I wanted all of them to have that one, then I do it to one of them If I like it, great. Then I can go over here and click on Apply to All. Now, what did you notice what happened there? What happened to all of my slide timings? Oh my goodness. All my slide timings, they all went to 10 seconds, the same as the first one. After all of that work that we did, oh my goodness, what can we do? Undo. Control Z is a keyboard shortcut for that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to select them. So because it's all of them, I can click on one of them and go Control A, and then I can go and click which one I want, fracture. Notice it doesn't change my slide timing. So that's really important, isn't it? And it likes to show me what all of them look like. Now, I'll do that again. Click on just one of them, Control A. That's kind of your standard select all button in just about anything. Let's say that this time I'm going to change it to page curl. I actually really like page curl. Page curl. That's kind of a neat one. But you know what? I like to change the first one. For some reason, I always like the very first one to fade from black. So I'm going to click just on the first one, and I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to say fade. For some reason, the first one I always like to just look a little bit different than the rest. So now I have different ones. I don't want to be doing that Control A anymore to make changes, right? What if I wanted now to change 2, 3, and 4? I don't want to affect 1. I want 2, 3, and 4. I decide I don't want that page curl anymore. Somebody said origami was really fun. I'm going to click on the second one. I'm going to hold my Shift key down. I'm going to click on the fourth one. Notice how I've got these little boxes around 2, 3, and 4, but I don't around number 1. I'm going to click on origami, and it just does those 3. So you can pick and choose. Now, if you forget what transition is on what slide, this little nice star down here shows us. So I'm going to click on the star for number 1, and it showed me. I'm going to click on the star for this one, and it shows me. And whichever one that you decide to change, maybe this last one, what is it again? Oh, that's origami too. Maybe I want fade, just like, so the first one and the last one are the same. I'm going to click fade. I don't know. So you can just mix and match them, and just be careful that you don't mess up your slide timings in the process. So now I would be able to go to the first one. I'd be able to go down to the bottom right hand corner and run my slideshow, or hit the F5 key. That's sometimes easier. And I'm not touching. I can see here that it will go on for 10 seconds, and it'll automatically go to the next one, and my slide transitions will be there as well. So I hope you have fun with that, and I can't wait to hear and see your PowerPoint presentations with this fun tip in them. There's lots of other tips on our website in the PowerPoint tips class. So I hope you can check that out sometime. Thanks for watching. See you next time.